this is Saturday Morning Recorded, and I'm your host, Colin Vogel. And for today's special guest, that's my friend, Sophie Wieland. For your weekly tidbit of news, it's that the World Wildlife Fund conducted a study on May 11th that showed that forests the size equivalent of France have regrown over the past 20 years. That's amazing. Here's our special guest. This week's special guest is Sophie Wieland. I've talked with your family, mainly your brother Abe Wieland, but they said that you're going into environmental studies, so could you expand on that?
Yeah. So environmental studies is an interdisciplinary major. So I'm also a biology major. So it's environmental things, so learning about waste cycles or hydrology or geology and that type of information. But because it's interdisciplinary, a lot of people pair it with another major. So I'm biology, so I've paired the two together. So I'm looking to go into something like conservation biology. But there are also plenty of people who pair it with something like political science, and then they'll go into like environmental policy, so coming up with what's going to work to make policy more environmental.
Now, they're also saying that you go to a college that is mainly green or is green, so...
Yeah, we're getting better. I don't know if you can be 100% green, but I go to the University of Minnesota Morris, and sustainability is part of our mission. So it's included in both education, so most people will take at least one class that talks about sustainability or environmental work, and then we obviously offer things like I'm environmental studies. There's also an environmental science major offered, there's a sustainability leadership minor that's offered, and then the campus itself is working to be more sustainable. So there are 2 wind turbines that the campus owns, we have solar arrays, there's composting on campus, there's a sustainability office that just does a lot of work to try make our campus more sustainable.
And then, what do you plan to do in the future?
I'm hoping to go into conservation biology, which I guess is more specific than I knew when I graduated high school, but that's still a whole field. I haven't really narrowed it down within that, but that would be something like working with endangered species, working with national parks or at zoos, something like that.
And then, what if you could tell us something that people could do to help the environment? What would that be?
I've been personally working a lot on single-use plastic and diet right now, which are both, I think sustainability is often really difficult because some problems are systematic. Like in the Midwest, it's really hard to say like, don't drive cars, because everything's really far apart. So if you can bike or walk to something, if it's nearby, that's obviously the better choice. But like, if you're heading to Fargo, there's not really a low carbon answer. But cutting down on your own plastic use or changing your diet to have, one meal that doesn't have meat a day or anything like that is an improvement.
And then for your final question, it will be, what is your favorite book?
I don't know if I can narrow it down to my favorite of all time, but I really enjoy, I think I'll say The Phantom Tollbooth, which is not necessarily like adult literature, but it's just like a novella-sized pun, which I think is hilarious.
Thank you. Here's 30 seconds of nature. Word of the week.
Commotion.
Here's the Take 5. Here's this week's Take 5. Now, for your first question, are you a morning person or night person?
I'm very much a morning person. Like, hit even the afternoon and I'm ready for bed.
And then for your second question, how do you like your eggs?
Soft boiled.
Your third, what is your favorite sitcom?
I feel like I do not watch enough TV to know.
And then, have you ever peed in a pool?
I don't think so.
And then for your final question, it will be, if you could help an endangered species of your choice, what would you choose? Or which would you choose?
I would have to go with the pangolin, which I know has been on here before.
Yes. Thank you. Now, the pangolin has been mentioned many, many times on this show before, and you should definitely go help it out. I mean, it's an amazing creature, and yeah, you should definitely go help it out at any donation site that you want, and just help it out. For my book recommendation this week, I'm going to be recommending this book called Why, Over 1,111 Answers to Everything by, for an author's name, all I see is Boyer, or National Geographic Kids. I'm not sure which it is, but it's an amazing book, and of course it gives you answers to tons of crazy questions, like, why can't I drink seawater? Yeah, there's an answer to that. And tons of other questions. Yeah, you should definitely check out this book. It's really cool. For my adventure this week, me and my family we tried some seaweed. Here's our reactions to it. My reaction to it, sorry. They stink. That's bad. No. No. That's.
Okay, trying to just like.
No, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. And I'm your host, Cohen Vogel, signing off.